Destination Africa, brought to you by Standard Bank.
Let's get straight back into discussion now. And Alastair, let's perhaps start off with you, because renewable energy is the big theme here. It's not cheap. It's the climate change agenda that's driving it more so than the price at this stage. Is it part of the solution for Africa?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think that it's a reality that funding things like coal-fired power plants are going to become more and more difficult, and the pressure that non-governmental organizations are putting on banks, including ourselves, to not fund coal-fired power plants is considerable. And renewable energy sources, while they are expensive at the moment, are certainly coming down in price. You know, the last projection I've seen of photovoltaic, for example, anticipates that the cost of PV will come down by 100% or will halve over the next 2 years.
We've got in tandem needing to be explored the diverse options. I mean, Kenya learned a very harsh lesson, being very reliant on hydrocarbon. Is that diversity agenda being pushed hard enough?
I think, as Alastair said a couple of minutes ago, I mean, on the landing side for Eskom, it's quite clear that part of it has to be renewable. But there are other issues we should address, and I'm glad that energy efficiency has been brought into the fore here. You know, if you change, I would say, 2/3 of all machines, motors and machines that are not energy efficient in South Africa, you would probably be saving 1 or 2 Medupi power plants. On the other hand, if you look at Africa in general, if you take Nigeria and if you take Angola, the gas that has been flared at this point in time could possibly address all needs on the population side for electricity, not for industrial development, but certainly to get access to electricity to most of the population. So I think we need to see what is the balance here. Is not one right and one wrong, but we need to bring the price of electricity down, and just by bringing renewables, that will not happen.
We've certainly got countries on the continent boasting renewable energy sources. To what extent do we need to find international partners, Carel, to help develop the fields and getting those reserves into production, or do we house our own skills?
Well, I think we have the skills in-house. We can always learn from overseas industries and companies, but we have been doing this for many years already, so we have skills in-house that we can use. I don't think we have to stand back for whatever we can put into place in South Africa in terms of infrastructure, renewable energies, or any of those things. We do import a lot of these technologies, and I think that need to change. We need to empower our own people. And we need to get investment into people like manufacturing solar water heating systems, for instance.
Well, Alastair, as a financier, I mean, we don't have a track record available, you know, of technical or commercial performance of renewable energies in South Africa, especially. Is it unrealistic to have such high expectations?
No, I don't think so. I mean, South Africa has one of the highest solar resources and untapped resources in the world. It's quite conceivable that our baseload energy needs will be met through something like concentrated solar power in 20 years' time. And as you've shown on the insert, countries like Kenya looking at geothermal, the Lake Turkana wind farm is something that we are looking forward to lending to. And I think the challenge is integrating this all into the whole system, making sure that the transmission grid is ready for it. Turkana would have closed a long time ago, were it not for the fact that there's a 200 or 300 kilometer transmission line required to make the thing work.
Well, clearly 30 minutes, not enough time to tackle this conversation wholeheartedly. We've run out of time, so we're going to have to leave the conversation there for today. Thank you all for joining me in studio. That's where we leave it for this edition of Destination Africa.